waiting for her psychologist to finish fiddling with the video camera. It is a small room, fairly cramped in an academic, state-funded way, and tall bookshelves yawn above her, filled with no-nonsense fare about trauma recovery, patient monitoring, cognitive behavior therapy methods. On the corkboard to her right, Dr. Green has pinned handwritten thank you notes from past patients and one postcard image of a lone palm tree on a white sand beach. She turns her gaze to the gray skies outside the window. South London in November. The arc of the London Eye visible in the distance, astride miles of council estate blocks that seem to run in an uninterrupted forest of concrete down Denmark Hill, past Elephant and Castle, all the way to the Thames. Satisfied with the blinking red light on the video camera, Dr. Green sits down, smooths her corn-blonde hair, faces her patient. So, talk me through it one more time, in as much detail as possible. She tries not to sigh. She's been expecting this, but a note of exasperation escapes. Really? One more time? I know it's exhausting for you, but it's an essential part of the therapy. You can do it as slowly as you want. No emotion? Focus just on the facts, the details. The emotions will be there, but that's fine. Dr. Green is patient, non-judgmental, and that's what she likes about her. That and her librarian sense of fashion and dowdy obsession with cats, so unexpected in a slim blonde 30-something. Normally she might feel intimidated, but here she only senses tacit support from the psychologist, a certain nerdishness, and a guarded dedication to understanding her patients. She looks at the video camera, exhausted. The last thing she wants is to talk through it one more time. She's been talking through it for months now, to the police, to her doctors, to the crisis response center, to the mental health board who assessed if she needed treatment, and now, multiple times, to her psychologist. Always slightly different versions. Some focusing more on the medical details, where she'd been hit, what she'd been forced to do. Some more on her attacker. What did he look like? How did he speak? But always the same scene rises to the surface. The bright spring morning, the sunlight filtering through the trees, the figure with the white jumper coming up the slope. She could probably recite it in her sleep by now, and in fact that's what her mind does every night these days, concocting myriad adaptations in her dreams. Sometimes the dreams are with people she once knew, forgotten faces of grown-up jocks from middle school. Sometimes it is in an imaginary place, a science fiction landscape, half absorbed from a film she's seen. But there is always a meeting point between forest and field, that liminal space hovering like some safe, illuminated refuge beyond the trees. Only it isn't safe, because the bright field had offered no refuge, and it continues to tease her in her sleep, gleaming on the edges of her consciousness. The red light on the video camera blinks. The palm tree beckons from its rectangle of postcard. She clears her throat and starts again. An hour later, she walks down Denmark Hill towards Camberwell Green in the last hour of daylight that afternoon. It is a familiar routine now. Tuesday afternoons, take the bus to Camberwell, have your session with Dr. Green, maybe stop at the Chinese grocery store on the way back before catching the bus home. She feels constantly drained of energy these days. A 3-hour outing is the limit of her abilities. That weird, debilitating agoraphobia, which had plagued her in the weeks immediately after the incident, always threatens to come back. The sun can be too bright, the wind too sharp, the masses of people on the street too loud and incomprehensible. Why risk being outdoors? There is always the safety of her apartment, her bedroom, her bed. On this afternoon, her bed seems particularly welcoming as she draws away from the Maudsley Hospital, down the hill, into the real world. Focus just on the facts. The emotions will be there, but that's fine. But the thing is, the emotions aren't there. For months now, she has felt stripped of any feeling whatsoever. Parties come and go, friends get engaged, her mother nags her on the phone, and she feels nothing. Just a strange